This is clean. I know it looks like it's not clean, but this is a clean engine. The mounts are good, the exhaust is good, the engine times are great. When you look at the inside of this airplane, you're like, whoa, this thing is stripped all the way down.
Now, it's not 100% done yet, but I'm gonna let you take a look. This is all leather. This thing is really cool. When you look at the plane next to the Corvette, they look similar, but they don't look the same, which is kind of cool. It gives me a little variety.
Try and start this thing. Hasn't run in a while.
But then on the fourth time, we got all the bugs worked out of it, and I gotta tell you, I am so proud.
Just really kind of give it a good ground run, and then we're gonna come back, check everything one last time, and then it's blast off time.
A couple months ago, my son and I were driving around our FBO, kind of seeing what's on the ramp. You know, we want to make sure all of our customers are taken care of. And I see this airplane sitting back in the corner, and I'm like, Christian, do you know what that is? And he's like, no. And I said, man, that's a Globe Swift. I'm like, that is World War II design technology. I mean, you got to remember, this airplane is 80 years old. Most human beings that were around when this airplane was built are dead.
That's nice, Dad.
On the surface, it looks like, well, this ought to be simple. I'm just going to grab a buffer and some compound, and I'm just going to buff the crap out of this metal, and it's going to look great. Well, no, it's not. What you're going to end up doing is paying a shop like mine a lot of money to fix it after you literally screw up the metal. So if you don't use the right machine, you're going to end up with swirls. So you can't just use a single head buffer to buff metal. You have to use a very specific and actually quite expensive buffer. The interior on this airplane is really good for a Swift. So we did a cleanup and a touch-up. Basically, at the end of it, we did a show detail to get this thing ready to fly into Sun and Fun, and then we actually kept it in our hangar until he left for Sun and Fun to make sure it stayed dust-free. Let me ask you a question. What happens when you've got a beautiful airplane, it's starting to get a little age on it, and your stripe colors just aren't in vogue anymore? Well, you come to us and we change the colors. We were able to take the interior and do a complete redo and just fill this airplane with new foam, new Garrett leather, just really a lot of nice things, and really update the design. And so it's fun and it's rewarding when you get ready to deliver something like this, where we're able to combine bringing together a beautiful interior like this with a beautiful exterior, where we were able to come in and just, you know, touch up the paint where it's a little weathered, able to change the stripe colors and make it a little more modern, and just kind of erase, you know, the effects of time. Right now we're doing a color change from what I call icky green to a beautiful chestnut that's going to really match the interior. Time to get on the other side of this airplane, open up the door, and put the new interior in this plane. We actually used a very similar color palette on the inside of this airplane as what's on the inside of this gentleman's SUV to really kind of make it cool. I have a term that I call your forever airplane. It's that airplane that, you know, you love it, you want it, you kind of build it, and you're like, this is the one I'm never letting go of. And I really feel like that for this particular client, this could be his forever airplane, because he loves this particular brand of airplane. He loves flying them. I believe this is his third one, but I really think this is the one where we're really getting it right, getting it the way he wants it, and he's gonna enjoy flying in this airplane to wherever he wants to go. This is a pleasure aircraft. When you take on a project of this magnitude, it's a lot of work, but it is so rewarding. And I'll tell you, when I started this, I was so excited about the fact that this particular airframe was super low time. I mean, it was in such good shape for an airframe, but man, did it have an ugly paint job on it. And I was really excited to get rid of that. But you know what? We got into this thing, and the first thing that was going on with this airplane was getting the engines on it, you know, rebuilt zero-time engines and props. And so getting getting those mounted. A lot of work went into that, and the team that did that, they did a really good job on getting everything mounted, procuring parts that were not what they needed to be to bring this thing up to snuff and just make it an absolute pristine project. You know, our whole goal the whole time was make this plane as close to brand new as we physically could. The cabinets needed a lot of work to get them up to where they are now. And of course, while we were doing that, the airplane was sent out to Oklahoma to get an incredible Garmin avionics package put into it. This Piaggio is going to be the first bird to receive some of the Garmin components that are going in it, and this plane was actually used as a test bed to test some of that tech. We've created something that is on par with ordering a brand new airplane for a fraction of the price. Come up with a design that really embodies what the person feels like they want their experience to be in this airplane. And so down to the leather pillows, the leather, the quilting, all the different aesthetics that go into this plane. It's not just picking out some colors, it's really getting to know the individual that's going to be owning and flying this airplane and really creating something that's unique and special for them.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh.